I'm Dr. Russell Dawn, President of Concordia University Chicago. Thank you for tuning in to today's Cougar Athletics broadcast. We take great pride in the strength of both our athletic and academic programs, which are rooted in our steadfast commitment to Jesus Christ. Dedicated to the liberal arts as a foundation of a high-quality college degree, we believe education should form individuals for service to their neighbors. This makes Concordia Chicago an exciting and fulfilling place to study, work, learn, and grow. Learn more today by visiting cuchicago.edu. Thank you, and go Cougars!
Hello, Cougar Nation, and welcome back to River Forest and Concordia Stadium as opening weekend continues for Cougar Soccer and Cougar Athletics. We're back for the second game of the Cougars women's soccer season as they come back out on their home turf to take on the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point, who are also gearing up for the second game of their seasons. Both of these teams kicking off their years this last Friday on August 29th, and both of these teams suffering opening losses. Wisconsin Stevens Point losing their first game of the year to St. Catherine's 3-0. The Cougars losing their opener to Elmhurst 4-0. Both of these teams looking to bounce back in their second game of the season taking place here in River Forest. It's Cougars and the Pointers facing off right here at Concordia, Chicago. I'm Jonathan Shear on the Cougar Sports Network. Here with me today is Dave Deimling. And Dave, you're coming into your second game of the year, and you talk about it a lot when you're starting out non-conference. It doesn't affect your playoff standing or any of that. So experience is probably the most valuable thing. But also, you'd love to start playing well. You'd love to start picking up some wins. And for both these teams, they're teams who didn't score in their openers. So how do you kind of balance that mentality, and what's also your kind of focus going in that second game of the non-conference season?
Yeah, of course, Jonathan. I think one of the great things about soccer is there's always a new day, especially in the non-conference situation. This Concordia Chicago team might not necessarily be looking for a bid in the NCAA qualifiers rather than hoping to win the NAC this year. So kind of with that going on, they are going to be looking to try and figure out what works best for them in these non-conference games. Obviously, you take a look at their past match, they had two different keepers in that game, so we'll see what they're going to do today. Kind of just whatever it takes to win, that's what they're kind of trying to find out before they get to conference.
You mentioned those keepers. That'll bring us right into our starting lineups for these teams. We'll start off with the Cougars, who are kicking off today. And that player kicking off at midfield is number 12, Erica Flores. Alongside her up top is number 3, Natalie Flores, and number 6, Lorenza Mendoza. Also in the midfield for the Cougars is number 4, Mia Hirayama. Number 11, Alexa Martinez. Number 13, Emma Schlissman. Number 14, Jocelyn Gruel. Number 16, Sophia Casares. Number 31, Morgan Burnap. Number 32, Julia Urbanchik. And in goal for the Cougars today is number 0, Naomi Gonzalez, as the Cougars do continue to push high pressure to start off this game. Flores keeps that in, crosses that into the box. It's still bouncing around, and Shay Lucas is able to come out and pick that up.
Yeah, really good thought there on that crossing pass. Unfortunately, nobody was home for it.
And that is a great sign for the Cougars after a season opener against Elmhurst where CUC really struggled to get any sort of offense going. You're able to push right up to the penalty box on your very first possession of the day.
Yeah, of course. You take a look at the box score from their last game. They only had one shot on goal, and that came off the bench from Stacy Maskery. So we're going to hope to see a couple more opportunities, a little bit more shots on frame, and we'll see how that match turns out.
It's now the Pointers who are pushed up into the Cougars' defensive third. CUC's defense trying to clear it out. There's Mendoza sending that all the way bouncing to midfield. And that'll bring us to the Pointer starting line. We already mentioned number 30, Shay Lucas, the keeper. Starting in goal today for UW Stevens Point. And Lucas, she came in the second half of last week of their opener against St. Catherine's. The starter for that game was Erica Pinella, who was the season-long starter last year for the Pointers. But Pinella gave up 3 goals in that first half. Head coach Don Crow put in Lucas in the second half. Must have liked what they saw because Lucas is out there to start again today as they figure out how they want their roster to look in the non-conference. Elsewhere on that starting lineup today for UW Stevens Point, it's number 2, Piper Hanley. Number 5, Sofia Jimenez. Number 8, Emily Miner. Number 10, Paige Ostruszko. Number 13, Cass Klitsky. Number 16, Krista Borkart. Number 17, Sophia Ryan. Number 23, Caitlin Jones. Number 24, Rita Danner. And number 29, Katie Newens.
Yeah, you mentioned the keeper situation for the Pointers this year. They're only carrying 3 keepers, and they're all underclassmen, 2 sophomores and a freshman. So they tried both sophomores last game, bringing back one of the sophomores. It's going to be a tough early start to the season, I think, for Coach Crow. He's going to have to ask one of those underclassmen to mature and grow up very quickly if they want to have any success this year.
Yeah, and this is going to be a year that it's very underclassmen heavy for this Pointers team. A lot of roster turnover. A lot of your big players from last year, they're gone for this year. So UW Stevens Point, a lot of pieces to figure out on that team. Some of those big returning pieces, Caitlin Jones on the defense. She's back for another year with this team. Piper Hanley also on the defense. Two of the most experienced players on this UW Stevens Point's team, back for another year with the Pointers.
Yeah, I think Concordia Chicago is also going to be supporting a little bit of a younger team than last year. They only have 2 seniors and 1 grad student. Other than that, you're looking at a whole lot of freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. So a lot of opportunity, of course, to be passed around with a lot of those minutes being lost from last year, but we'll see how they take advantage of it.
And you look at those underclassmen for Coach Eddie Garza's side and the Cougars. That's what he sees as sort of a strength. He saw it as a strength last year. He sees it as a strength again this year. The ability to have so many young players who still are figuring out how to play the game, have a lot of room to improve and a lot of space to just plug and play out on the field and use that depth. He loves rotating off the bench, keeping fresh legs on the field, and with a lot of young players still growing rapidly, you have the ability to do that. That's cleared down the near sideline. Trying to pass that back to Urbanchik, able to get there and get a foot on it and keep it away from Klitsky. Cazares holding in the midfield. Bodies off Jimenez. Still looking for somewhere to go. Sends that up the far sideline. Tapped down by Ryan. Cougars still pushing, though. Martinez all the way down to the edge of the box, but can't keep it in bounds. And Stevens Point will get the chance to return that throw. Pass around in the corner. That'll get cleared up to midfield. A good step from Urbanchik. And that'll get cleared out of bounds. Stevens Point will come over to throw it in, but the Cougars defense is able to have time, get a chance to track back. That's off the shoulder and out of bounds by Mia Hirayama. Pointers slowly moving up the sideline with throw-ins. Hanley, short pass to Danner. Danner cutting inside, gets that give and go with Ostrushko. And handball tagged against UW Stevens Point. So all that progress will get reversed by the Cougars. Hirayama playing that free kick quickly to try and push the transition with her team. Flores now on the far side, coming in, gets it to Burnap. Burnap all the way across to Natalie Flores, and now Natalie Flores looking for Cazares. The Cougars move it all the way up to the edge of the box. Cross in for Flores, just a step behind it. But a poor clear straight to Burnap. That's crossed all the way to Martinez. Can't get there, and it's cleared out again. Now Gruel able to get there. She'll pass it all the way back to the defensive end. Mendoza cutting inside, trying to reverse it. Gets it up to Erica Flores. Erica Flores looking for Alexa Martinez, and it ends up rolling out of bounds. The Cougars, couple opportunities to push up to the box, and I already mentioned it earlier in this game. It hasn't resulted in a goal yet, hasn't resulted in a quality shot even yet, but this is a lot of progress coming off of this last Friday.
No doubt, Jonathan. I think one of the things you're seeing so far, not even 7 minutes into this match, is kind of the overall just keeping the pace moving overall, playing some of their defenses turn into some good offensive opportunities, and you can kind of see they have a lot of the pieces there, whether they're not being built yet, as here comes.
Late whistle for the offsides. Cazares just a step ahead of the defense.
Yeah, just a little too aggressive there, but you like what you're seeing so far out of this Cougar offense.
That's kind of the aggression that you didn't really see this last Friday, whether it wasn't the Cougars weren't in that mental state to be that aggressive, or they weren't able to get to the point of having the opportunity to make aggressive passes like that. But, yeah, this is a team that, this last Friday, from what I saw, it was a lot like pinball out there. A lot of bouncing the ball around, not much direction with short passes on offense. Today so far, even if it's sort of a hurried, quick kick, there's a direction to it. It's put in the vicinity of another player, and there's one of those players, Erica Flores, on the run, one-on-one in the box, off the hands of Lucas and cleared out by the defense. But Natalie Flores is going to turn it right back into the corner, crosses that in, cleared out by Jones, and the Cougars threaten again and have to reset at the top of the box. Schlissman gets that back over. Hirayama looking back, cutting in. Sends that to Gruel. Gruel trying to get back to Mendoza. Mendoza down the sideline. Martinez able to keep it in. It gets tapped out of bounds by UW. Burnap gets that back to Gruel. Cougars trying to connect on something to push towards the box. That's looking for Erica Flores, a bit wide. And the Pointers, now they're able to clear it out. What you saw a lot there was kind of that pinball-esque defense. Quick kicks just to get it away from that sort of penalty box area, but it all kept going to the Cougars, get that pinball effect. Eventually they string together a couple passes, and now they get a free kick to push the offensive on their own end. Long ball into the box. Nice touchdown by Schlissman. And that'll end up out of bounds off the foot of a deflected pointer. And the Cougars will be able to clear that out. Sends that upfield, and with Stevens Point gets that first touch, they'll try and send it back the other way. And the Cougars looking for a way to push it out cleanly, and they get it to midfield. Pointers send it right back the other way, but it's out of bounds. Cougars, they'll start slowly pushing up the field now. Step from Gruel. Able to continue pushing it, and they'll get the whistle tripped up by Jimenez. And they'll continue to push the pace.
Yeah, Cougars have been very quick on those fouls to keep pushing that pace, get the ball moving.
And that's something, again, nice change up from this last Friday. You can see where Eddie Garza really focused on the team in that post game and on the off day yesterday. Being quick with your plays, being aggressive. You saw the Cougars taking a bit too much time with the ball last game out, just being a bit too slow with those passes, with those clears. That has not been the case today. It's translated to what's been some solid play so far from CUC as Natalie Flores tries to cut that up the middle, and they'll pick up another whistle there. Burnap taken down to the ground.
I think one of the benefits with the way the Cougars been playing so far, obviously it hasn't amounted to too much yet, but you know there's something coming, and I think one of the benefits is when they're able to control the tempo, especially this early on, and potentially maintain it throughout the course of the match, it's going to put them in a good spot to produce some more shots.
Yeah, that's where they really struggled with last season. They struggled with this last Friday, putting constant pressure on, waiting for the defense to make a mistake and for that opportunity to present itself. You've got to keep up that pressure. Volume produces opportunity. The Cougars, not necessarily a high volume today, but it's higher than where they were the last time out. And there's one of those mistakes, a high kick headed towards the box. Kazara's trying to apply pressure, can't get there in time. Lucas grabs it out of the air. It's down near the 50. Klitsky with the first touch, and she'll get the whistle after getting tripped up by Hirayama. Now it's the Pointers' turn to try and press the advantage. Danner thought about trying to go quick with it. Instead, they'll set up a set piece at the top of the box. Jones stepping forward to send it away. Gets it to the far edge of the box. That's headed towards the goal. Open shot, and it's shanked high off the foot of Rita Danner. Sorry, that was Cass Klitsky. Klitsky all alone in front of the goal. Had Gonzalez trying to quickly move up on her and sends it just high of the goal. And the Cougars avoid disaster and end up actually getting a whistle for offside. So wouldn't have been a goal either way. And we'll get a drop ball going the way of Stevens Point now after that touch right off of Jimenez. Goes straight into the official.
Yeah, Pointer's starting to apply a little bit more pressure.
There's a risky pass back. UW Stevens Point very much on the back foot after that, but they're able to turn it all right back effectively. Now Ostrushko cuts in, but Hirayama's there to pass it back to Mendoza. Tagged with a foul at the 45, so another free kick opportunity, another set piece coming off the foot of Caitlin Jones. That's to the near side this time, headed down into the box. Klitsky can't get a foot on it. It's cleared out by Urbanchek.
Yeah, it really was a beautiful set attempt right there for the Pointers. Looked like they were going to have a really good opportunity if it wasn't for Urbanchek getting that one out of there.
First substitution of the game for either squad. The Pointers subbing out Sophia Jimenez into the game. Number 18, Casey Wattis, the sophomore out of Elk Grove. Throw in down in the corner for UW Stevens Point. That's down. Danner tries to cut in, but Schlissman tries to bring it the other way. Now it's getting brought the other way by Borkart. Now Natalie Flores takes that away, pushes that up to Cazares, who taps that out of bounds, and they'll say it's off of Cazares. Throw in for UW Stevens Point. Tapped up to Natalie Flores. Cazares is stuck in a triangle, tries to get it out to Burnap. Burnap gets a foot on it, can't do it cleanly. And that's cleared out by Mendoza. Cougars defense time to backtrack. And then a poor pass in the direction of Ostrushko ends up out of bounds. Gonzalez to punt it away. It's down past midfield off the shoulder of Flores. Burnap trying to get it to Martinez. That's wide inside. So the Pointers will take possession away. Now Mendoza gets a seal, trying to push it the other direction, ends up sending it out of bounds. He's tried to get it to Flores.
Yeah, the Cougars are just trying to flip the field position a little bit. So far, their best defense has just been the field position game today.
Now they're getting another free kick. Urbanchik tagged with a push in the back on that header. And the Pointers trying to push the pace, get caught a few yards too far upfield for the officials' liking. As Ostrushko continues to bring it back. And Ostrushko had some words for the official after he made her move it further back twice. Now back to play. Jones to the top of the box. Hirayama puts it up. Still in the box. And Klitsky can't get to it before it's cleared out by Schlissman. That's tapped out of bounds by Hanley. Gives her defense a chance to track back.
Yeah, Flores and Hanley have both been getting pretty physical so far in this match. We'll see if that continues on this near side.
Burnap taps that forward to Casares. Casares trying to get clean possession. Now Burnap has it again. That pass off the shoulder of Minor. Stepping up on it is Erica Flores. Can't bring that down. That's trying to get to Klitsky, but Urbanchik steps up on it, touches it down, and clears it out. And you mentioned that physicality, Dave. That was something that was very notable coming out of that Elmhurst Cougars game this last Friday. It was not a physical or aggressive game. With the way it was called, only 2 fouls tagged to either team at the end of the match. And you'll get your third of the day on Wisconsin-Stevens Point after Urbanchik gets taken down there by Burkhart.
Yeah, early and often. I don't think there's anything too wrong with fouls. It just shows you're being a little aggressive, keeping that physicality up.
Yeah, this is, the foul frequency through the first, 20 minutes or so of this game, it's nothing crazy. This is a perfectly normal rate for a soccer game. It's just that the Cougars, and we saw this a bit last year, weren't as aggressive as they needed to be sometimes.
I imagine that's one of the things Coach Garza was probably preaching this offseason.
And here's a quick chance to push up. And Martinez tripped up by the keeper as he tries to go for that ball. So Stevens Point with a chance to clear it out.
Yeah, the keeper was way out there. If things didn't go according to plan, could have been looking at a 1-0 game.
And Coach Garza had some words for the official after that play. Now the Cougars trying to keep it in the attacking third. Burnap has to go back to get a touch on that one. Urbanchik just sends that one upfield. Hanley sends it the other way.
Coach Garza is still having words with that official on the far side.
And I guarantee you what he's talking about is what I saw in that play. Martinez got tripped up by the keeper outside of the box, who slid for the ball, and maybe it barely deflected off of Lucas, but if it was, it wasn't much. And Martinez gets tripped up and isn't able to continue going after the ball. Once the keeper is outside of the penalty box, they're treated the exact same as any other players. They lose any special protections they have when it comes to diving for a ball, going on top of a ball, sliding for a ball. So I think that's where Coach Garza is trying to make his argument that Martinez did get tripped and there should have been a whistle on that play.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that you love to see if you're a player is your coach continuing to fight for you no matter the situation.
That's passed back to Lucas. Lucas tries to switch the field, and it's a nice ball. Pointer's trying to push up. Klitsky can't get there before it's cleared out of bounds by Schlissman. Back to Burkhart. Burkhart's pass intercepted by the Cougars. Burnap sends it straight to Hanley. Hanley up the middle, trying to get to Danner, cleared out by Schlissman. Casares trying to apply pressure, can't get to it. Loose ball bouncing around. Hanley comes back on it. Casares pressure on that. And they'll get a whistle tag now. And the official coming over to give Casares a warning. Not sure how different that foul was from a lot of the fouls we've seen so far today, but the official trying to rein this game in a bit.
Yeah, I believe Hanley almost went head over heels on that one, going near the track. That was a little bit of a scary fall, but she popped up very nicely after.
Urbanchik trying to get a clean foot on it, can't. Shot! Deflected away, and nice defense from CUC to stop an easy opportunity. Best opportunity of the day for either of these squads. And it's going to translate into a corner kick for the Pointers.
It looked like it might have been Mendoza, but there was definitely a handful of white jerseys flying around in that box.
Right to the front of the goal, and too much to the front of the goal. That bends around the back of the football goalpost. It'll be a goal kick for CUC now with Gonzalez to take. Martinez fighting for that one on the far side. That's knocked out of bounds by CUC. Klitsky touches that back to Burkhart. That's into the box. Gonzalez comes out for it. And through those first 10 minutes, a lot of this game, ball was over on the Pointers side of the field. Last 10 minutes, a lot of it's been on the Cougars' end.
Definitely. We'll see if either of these teams are able to make any adjustments in the last 22 minutes of this first half.
Long kick. Casares can't get under it. Martinez trying to fight for it. Touches it down. Burnap's there now trying to take a clean possession. Casares can't get there. Bounces around to the Pointers. Klitzy tries to execute the give and go, but no one's there for the go. Martinez sends it up to Erica Flores. Flores can't beat the defense to it. Knocked out of bounds by Newens. Mendoza gets that in to Flores. Flores bicycle kicks it out the goal line. So it'll be a goal kick now for Shea Lucas. Lucas going to go deep with this one, trying to get it to Burkhart. Ends up out of bounds off the head of Natalie Flores. Hanley trying to get to Danner. Hirayama's there to send it back where it came from. Casares chasing Jones down. Jones trying to turn it back. It's a long touch out of bounds, throwing CUC down in the corner. Hirayama creates this opportunity. Now Erica Flores can't touch it back cleanly. Jones goes to clear it out off of Flores. That would be a goal kick for Pointers. And there's another substitution for UW Stevens Point. Cass Klitsky out of the game. Into the game replacing her is Nora Lee, the junior out of Holman, Wisconsin.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Crow's trying to get some fresh legs out there for this last portion of the first half. See if they can get anything going.
Already past midfield, trying to send through ball. Can't get a strong leg on it. Mendoza sends that back up to midfield. Ball bouncing around up in the air till the Pointers come down with it. That's through to Lee. Lee can't get a good path on it. And that'll be cleared out by Schlissman. But it's another throw-in down in the corner for UW Stevens Point. Throws it into Lee. Bouncing around at the top of the box. Hanley sends that central to Danner. Now Danner tries to turn that in, and that's going to be a shot wide off the foot of Minor. Fourth shot off of the day for UW Stevens Point. And that one's wide again. Out of the 4 shots today for the Pointers, one of those has been on goal. As we get our first substitution of the day for the Cougars. That'll be out of bounds off the foot of Schlissman. And they're going to say that's off of the Pointers, actually. Off of Krista Burkhart. Flores throws that into the new face on the field, Angelina Moreno. That's out of bounds again off the head of Burkhart. Natalie Flores trying to get that to Casares. Casares double teamed, trying to get out of it. That ball's into Lee, cleared out by Urbanchik. Moreno applying pressure. That get cleared out by Mendoza now down the far side. Chasing on it is Moreno. Looking for somewhere to go. Sends a long through ball to a well offside, Alexa Martinez.
Yeah, it looked like she might have been offsides by a good 3 or 4 yards at least on that one.
Saw the run, went for the one, praying either Moreno gets it off early or maybe that backside defender is lacking back a bit. Doesn't get either of those, and the Pointers are able to flip the field. That's put into the box. Can't clear it out cleanly. Here's another shot. That's wide again off the foot of Nora Lee. A nice run, a nice attempt, but can't get it on frame, and the Cougars keep this game scoreless.
Pointers starting to make some good runs here late. We'll see if Coach Garza wants to make any substitutions, try and get some fresh legs out there to keep running with them.
Gonzalez gets that to Hirayama. Now Lee touches down, can't get it back into the box. Now Hanley over to the near side to Burkhart. Burkhart to Lee in the corner. That'll end up out of bounds off of Urbanchik. It'll be another corner kick for the Pointers. You see one of those substitutions for CUC waiting for the chance to come into the game. Lee sends that to the front of the goal. Couple deflections off of Hirayama and Schlissman. Gonzalez has to dive on top of it before Lee can get there.
Yeah, those deflections almost made it a little worse for Gonzalez, but she manages it either way.
She'll send that to midfield looking for Moreno. Hirayama steps up. Can't get a head on it, but it ends up rolling all the way to the top of the box. Moreno cutting inside, trying to work her way through traffic. Can't get a clean pass off. Hanley sends it back the other way, returned by Schlissman high in the air. Erica Flores steps, can't do anything with it. Now Erica Flores on the near side has some space, move towards the corner, gets that through to Casares. Casares to Flores, and it's a long touch. It's going to get all the way to the keeper. Softer touch off the foot of Flores would have been the best opportunity the Cougars have seen all day, and said the Pointers catch a quick break. They keep this game scoreless. Hirayama looking to send that up, broken up by Jones. That's looking for Erica Flores again. Flores trying to be Hanley to it. Can't do it. But Hanley does send it out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in for the Cougs, and we'll see a pair of substitutions for both of these squads.
Yes, CUC made a couple more good runs in these last few minutes.
And we're seeing that ebb and flow continue. The Cougars pressing the advantage now with 13:40 to go in the first half. Into the game and taking the throw is Stacy Maskery. It's just down on the ground. It'll get booted out of bounds by the other new face in the game, Grace Peters, freshman out of Kimberly, Wisconsin. Schlissman over to Hirayama, up to Casares. Back to Hirayama. Hirayama, top of the box, all the way across. Looking for Flores, broken up. Now Gruel trying to keep that on the aggressive offensive. Now the Pointers' chance to respond. Nora Lee, a lot of space in the middle of the field. Tapped away by Urbanchik. Maskery's there to break that up. Still getting fought over. And eventually Maskery able to do some circles, create some space, and boot it to midfield. Mendoza heads that for Flores. A nice jump from Ryan to keep it on the attacking third. Wadis on the near corner. Cuts in. Space. And takes a bit too long. Takes a long touch. And it's cleared out. Schlesman puts it up. Hirayama clears.
Yeah, that first clear didn't quite do the trick. Still maintained it to keep it in the box there. The Pointers had a couple good opportunities. Just wasn't anybody else there to make that final push.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier the Cougars a bit slow with some touches, a bit unconfident last time out. Now, right there, an opportunity for Casey Wadis to get a shot off on goal. Just takes a bit too long with a bit too long of a touch, and nothing ends up happening. Don't even get a shot off on what was a great opportunity. So that's where you see that confidence come into play, especially from the forward's perspective. The instant you see a half-decent opportunity come along, you've got to take that.
Yeah, after a couple beautiful moves, one good cut, I mean, you just got to rip that one at the frame, see what happens.
Now Jones has to send that back to Lucas. Moreno applying pressure. And that gets headed around by these two squads. Still in the air, finally touched down by Peters. Oh, and there's a poor touch. Danner with an opportunity. And that'll dribble all the way out of bounds off of the Cougars. Now be a corner. A poor heading attempt from the Cougars defense. And again, Danner, an opportunity. Didn't have enough time to get a clean foot on it. It's some nice recovery from the Cougars defense. But it's still a great opportunity here with another corner kick for the Pointers.
Yeah, we'll see if they can make a difference on the other side of this corner, considering last time they didn't even give themselves a chance, kind of swinging it a little wide, leaving it behind the goal.
Arms up, kicks up to the top of the box. Danner, header, and it's well wide. Schlesman will watch it roll out behind the flag, so it'll be a goal kick for Gonzalez. We're talking about that volume, and we've been talking about the Cougars have been doing a lot better with their offensive pressure today than they were their last time out. Hasn't translated to any goals. Hasn't really translated to shots either. Still just one shot for this Cougars team, and they've been on the defensive for the last few minutes. Gonzalez having a top on top of another ball there.
Yeah, the Pointers have definitely been a little bit better as far as the offensive side goes. They've been providing a lot of pressure lately. We'll see if the Cougars can kind of turn it around after that kick.
Pointers able to take possession off of that goal kick. Again, long shot ripped wide of the goal by Peters. It'll be another goal kick. Just over 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. These two teams still scoreless. Danner heads that down to Ayers. A nice step from Urbanchik to steal possession away. Still trying to move up the far side. Taken away by Wadis. Now Burkhart cuts inside. Looking for somewhere to go. Tries to touch it back to Hanley. It's short. It's sent out of bounds by Schlesman. Hanley looking down to the corner. Lee's there. Schlesman fighting with her for it. Now Hanley, space, sends it into the box. That's down, and that's a slow roller towards the goal off the foot of Danner. Gonzalez trying to quickly come out of it. Poor pass forwards from Mendoza. That'll end up out of bounds off the feet of the Pointers. Throw in Cougars. Diego Vasquez back to Natalie Flores. There's another long shot from Grace Peters. Peters not lacking in confidence at all, but that one again high and wide.
I mean, Jonathan, you talk about volume. The Pointers are definitely trying to check that box right now. They're just starting to fire any chance they got right now.
And that's some, I respect that coming out of a team's offense. I actually kind of like it. I love seeing that just continue testing the keeper. Something's got to go through at some point, especially if you're controlling possession and keeping it up in the attacking third. You keep putting pressure on Gonzalez. You got to hope the freshman makes a mistake at some point. But she hasn't yet, and on the Pointers' end, they haven't all been quality challenges. Like you mentioned, a lot of these have been high or wide, but so I love the volume. I love just trying to put it up there and hoping something sticks. Mendoza sends it high. Whistle blown by the officials. Someone was shoving around in there. That'll be a free kick for the Cougs. Hirayama sends that up looking for Moreno. And Moreno gets the foot on it. Looking in for Alvarado, cleared out, goes to Nora Lee. Another good set from Urbanchik, but can't take clean possession. A good set for Mendoza. Now Mendoza with some space. Mendoza puts it through, looking for Fairless, and it gets all the way to Lucas. Hirayama heads that down. Fairless putting pressure on it. Clearance straight to Hirayama. Maskery can't take a clean possession. Schlissman can't take a clean possession. Nora Lee gets over to it. Coming down the near sideline, trying to set it in. Gets it into Burkhart. Burkhart, one-on-one with Gonzalez. Sends it wide. Krista Burkhart holding her head. The best opportunity we've seen so far, maybe the best opportunity you'll see all game. And it's sent wide again.
What an opportunity right there. You force Gonzalez to kind of come out a little deeper and just sometimes you just got to make a play. Playmakers got to try and do something and just came up a little wide right there, unfortunately.
That's when you got to decide what you're doing early as soon as you see the keeper come out. Gonzalez had gotten out far enough where she'd minimized the angle that when you're doing what Burkhart was trying to do, trying to send it to the bottom corner, you have such a slim window to fit it into on the far post. You wait too long, you're going to have to try and chip it over the key bar. Burkhart's still trying to go on the ground to the corner. Didn't have enough room to do so, had to send it wide.
Yeah, one of the benefits for the CUC freshman in the goal is she's 5'8", so she's got that little bit bigger frame. Kind of makes a lot of those angles a lot tougher.
But here's another run of pressure from the Pointers, cleared out by the Cougs. I mean, Brooke Sheriff, she has been very solid in goal for CUC over the last 2 years, so you wonder why is Coach Garza trying to put a freshman in goal over these last 2 games. That's why. Something you can't teach is height, and that extra reach that Gonzalez has over Sheriff could be a great asset for this defense.
Of course.
That's a long ball picked up by Gonzalez. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Peters, poor touch, headed through. Moreno trying to fight for possession. And they'll blow the whistle on her. It'll be a free kick for UW Stevens Point.
Final 4 minutes here for this match of the first half. See if either team can get something on the board before we head to the break.
Lucas way up to send this one away. Just boots it straight as far as she can. Alvarado going to kick it out of bounds past midfield. Danner cuts up for Ayers. Cleared out of bounds by Mendoza. Stevens Point, slowly moving downfield on the sideline. Sent middle, looking for Vlaho. Ends up out of bounds off the foot of Schlissman. Hanley to take the throw. Under 3 minutes to go. Looking for Lee in the box. Lee heads it over Mendoza, but Gonzalez is able to come out to it and pick it up. Sent away by Gonzalez. Touchdown. Ayers can't get a clean foot on it. Espinoza looking upfield for Moreno. Moreno trying to fight for possession. Whistle blown on Moreno again. 2 minutes to go now in the first half. Jones over for the kick. Long ball from Jones. Espinoza heads it down. That's into the box. Gonzalez out for it. Can't pick it up cleanly. Has to fall down on it through the contact of Vlaho.
Yeah, it looked like Gonzalez got roughed up a little bit there.
Now the whistle going to be blown. Gonzalez lost a cleat in that scrum. And Gonzalez did get roughed up, but that's part of that risk you take by getting Kuiper, and that is a product of Gonzalez not picking it up cleanly on the first one. As soon as that ball's still down on the ground, unless they have to go through the body of the keeper, the forward still has a right to try and attack that ball, and Gonzalez having to fall on top of it as Lee is kicking at it. It's definitely one of the least fun parts of a keeper's job. It's not fun getting kicked.
No doubt.
Fairless outside to Espinoza. Lee steps up on that. Through to Lee again. Under a minute to go in the first half. Mendoza on the far side has some space. Sends that down the line. Looking central for Arteaga. Vasquez can't get there. Cleared out by the Pointers. Now Schlissman able to push it to the sideline. Can't keep it in bounds. Then with under 40 to go, the Pointers will like to take a throw. Hanley looking central. Out of bounds off of her own team. Under 30 to go. Cougars throw in coming up. Thrown in out of bounds off of Fairless, so it'll be another throw for the Pointers.
Neither team seems too aggressive to try and make any headway in these last 10 seconds.
Yeah, the Pointers, they'd be lucky to even get a shot off with 5 seconds to go. They'll be content without that. Out of bounds again. And that brings us to the end of the first half. And the Cougars defense putting on a strong showing. 11 shots put up by Wisconsin Stevens Point in that first half. Still nothing to show for it. We're locked up at 0-0 as we head into the break. Cougars and Pointers looking to make headway in the second half, and they're going to figure out how to do that over the next 10 minutes. We'll be back after that break right here on the Cougar Sports Network.
University Chicago is a Christ-centered Lutheran university where truth, freedom, and vocation form students for lives of influence and service for the common good. Our university offers a wide variety of undergraduate and graduate degree options that are available in person and online. That means we have a program designed for you. Whether you're a high school student, an adult returning to complete your degree, or someone looking to enhance your credentials and prepare for career growth. As a member of this university community, you'll also find support in your spiritual and personal life so you can grow in the faith and discover ways to serve others. To start your next journey with us, visit cuchicago.edu today.
15 yards every time, see what happens.
Out of bounds, off of Gruel. Back into the box. So getting just knocked around, Schlissman on it. Looking for a pass, puts it into space. Cazares comes up on it, trying to get it to Flores, but Flores wasn't ready for it, was out too far ahead. Does end up out of bounds off of the pointers, so she'll get to throw it in. Pointers holding at midfield. Upfield, nice touch from Burkhart. Burkhart trying to stay with it, eventually just kicked up by the Cougars defense. That's booted downfield by Burnap. Into space, Lucas up on it, has to clear it away. There's Klitsky, can't hold it. Schlissman clears it straight back to the pointers. Hirayama can't get a foot on it. Into the box, out ahead of Danner, and Gonzalez will pick up the roller. Long ball down, looking for Erica Flores. That'll end up out of bounds off the side of Newens. Out of bounds again, further down the field though. It'll be another throw in for the Cougs. Mendoza looking down the sideline, trying to get it to Burnap, gets it, throws it too short. It's off the face of Gruel. Still bouncing around in the air. That's down around Erica Flores. Erica Flores puts it through to Cazares. Cazares didn't want it, knew she was offsides. And this Pointers defense is doing a great job of keeping the line evenly high. Make sure no one's slacking back, because the Cougars have had some great runs, but the Pointers doing a great job of pushing that line up, preventing the Cougars from from staying onside.
Definitely.
Now Danner with some space. Danner, top of the box, rips it! Off the crossbar, rebound, still bouncing around, and Gonzalez pulls it down. Danner, nearly a great cross-country shot to the opposite side of the net.
And then on top of that, Klitsky had that rebound attempt right there. Just a couple great opportunities for the Pointers. Don't connect on it. We'll see what can keep going here.
Erica Flores tries to send it to the corner to Martinez. Martinez gets to it in the corner, crosses it in. Lucas picks it up. So the Cougars' quick response can't put it in the net. Back to that Cougars defense. You go back to Friday, Dave. 2 of those Elmhurst goals were off of rebounds, whether it's off of the crossbar, off the hands of Gonzalez. So it's great to see the Cougars defend one of those messy plays in the box where there's a rebound opportunity.
Yeah, those chaos plays can really sometimes end up being the deciding factor in a match like this where there hasn't been a whole lot of action yet, at least on the scoreboard.
Klitsky with some space, looking for somewhere to go. Looks, sees Miner, sends it to Miner on the near side. Miner at the top of the box. Stopped by Mendoza, and she'll send it up the other way.
Yeah, Mendoza just completely muscles Miner off the ball on that one.
And Lorenza Mendoza, her first game as a freshman, her first game as a Cougar this last Friday, had some rough spots, was a bit unconfident with the ball, made a few mistakes. Today, she has been much better. She has been playing very well on the right side.
Yeah, sometimes you just need that welcome to college soccer moment right there, and that's kind of what a lot of these players had on Friday, and now they kind of turned it around a little bit today.
Burkhart moving central. Burkhart, space. And she's tripped up by Hirayama. And we're going to get our first card of the day. As that yellow card graphic gets broken out, Mia Hirayama tagged with it. We're going to get a free kick at the top of the box for the Pointers.
We'll see what the Pointers try to do with this one here.
It'll be Paige Ostrushko to take it. Three-man wall for the Cougars. Everyone for the Pointers on the right side ready to crash a rebound. Cougars send in a fourth man. Ostrushko stands, rips. It's to the right. Blocked by Gonzalez. Blocked again. Naomi Gonzalez blocks 2 shots. And now we're going to get another free kick at the top of the box. Naomi Gonzalez, right off of making 2 great plays, allows a goal. As the Pointers push the pace, the Cougars defense caught lacking. And UW Stevens Point steals a goal. Naomi Gonzalez, furious. In general, she had no idea that play was even live. And that's as much. You can complain about the official. They're supposed to make the defenses set up and ready to go on plays like that as well. That's always a messy area. But as much as it is on the official, it's also on that Cougars defense for not communicating to Gonzalez.
Yeah, I think one of the things you might see in the next 35 minutes, depending on how that Concordia team takes that, they can be very frustrated and kind of play with a little fire in their belly the next 35 minutes. So we'll see how they handle that kind of adversity that they just dealt with.
Cougars nearly with an opportunity there. Kazara is just a bit behind it. Mendoza sends it forwards. That'll get all the way to Lucas, but that is one of the toughest goals you'll have to take as a keeper for Gonzalez, especially as a freshman. You've been playing great all day. You just made an outstanding play, blocking a shot and then an immediate rebound because the defense didn't crash in. And then your defense commits another foul immediately, and before you have time to reset, the shot is called a live play. The shot's ripped at the goal, and it goes in without you even having a chance to stop it. Now here's another opportunity. Chasing it down is Burkhart into the corner. Out of bounds off of Mendoza. It'll be a corner kick for the Pointers.
Corner kick, Pointers.
There's a long rip taken by Wattis, and it's high and wide, so it'll be a goal kick for the Cougars. We'll see a pair of substitutions now for CUC. Burkhart trying to secure possession, gets it into Ryan. Ryan looks central to Wattis. Wattis picked off by Hirayama. She'll send that up to Moreno. That'll roll out of bounds. Erica Lopez couldn't go for it because she was offsides. And the Pointers will throw it in. That's high. Hirayama under it. As played forward by Martinez. Martinez deflects that out of bounds on the return. Wada central, lots of space, chips it to Danner, gets past to Danner, gets past Ostrushko. That throw-in's going to roll into the box, shielded off to Gonzalez. Gonzalez will punt that away to midfield. Martinez touches it down. Sends that through to Moreno. Moreno charging on it. Lucas has to clear it out outside of the box. Cougars send that to the sideline. That's kept in bounds. And offsides, as Flores was ahead of the defensive line when it was deflected. Lucas steps up for the kick. Wada sends that long, and Urbanchek taps that to the sideline. Ostrushko couldn't get to it. Long throw in, cleared out by Schlissman. Flores puts on the shoulder to Moreno. Moreno gets around the defense, and she has some space to run. Moreno taking it to the corner. Jones tracking her down. Moreno crosses that in, deflected by Jones. Passes that back. Looking central for Hirayama. It's a soft pass. Hirayama has to come get it. Now back into the corner. Lots of space. Crossed in. Cleared out by the defense. Loose ball. Long header. And Erica Lopez heads that into the box. Picked up by Lucas. Hirayama can't get under it. Burkhart sends central. Danner one-on-one. Can't get past Schlissman. Danner still has it. Looking for space. Shot stopped by Gonzalez. Nice shot from Kliski. Nice save by Naomi Gonzalez. 7th save of the day for Naomi Gonzalez. She has faced high quantity. 17th shot of the day. 9th shot on goal. Throw in, looking for Moreno. Trying to get past Jones. Now Martinez trying to send a long through ball all the way to the opposite end of the field. Arteaga Vasquez trying to get there, tapped towards the sideline by Juarez. Arteaga Vasquez trying to keep it in, out of bounds off Juarez. Chucks that into the box, nobody there. Lucas is there for it.
CUC trying to get that pressure going a little bit more each time. We'll see if they can kind of keep turning it around.
And again, they've had some great runs. They've gotten it into the attacking third a good bit, even since that goal, but they just have not been able to translate that into opportunities for shots. Gonzalez picks that up, and that should be that's going to be an automatic card. Klitsky running through Gonzalez after she picked the ball up.
Just kind of a little bit of a careless mistake there, honestly. There's not a whole lot to gain there. You're one of the only purple jerseys on that third of the field.
I mean, Gonzalez, she's played great today, and sometimes you'll get it in your head as a keeper, oh, yeah, I'll be physical, I'll go physical, I'll go body to body on balls. Gonzalez didn't even move. She just picked that ball up on a hop and just stood there. So I'm not sure what Klitsky was doing by just continuing to run straight through it. But it's a free kick instead of a punt for Gonzalez. Gets to midfield, pass all the way back to Lucas. Touchdown by Minor. Back to Ryan. Ryan up to Burkhart. Burkhart has some space. Trying to slowly move central. Trying to get past Mendoza. Mendoza sends it out of bounds. Thrown into Burkhart. Burkhart, little bit of space again. That's down, and that's going to be a handball tagged on Schlissman right on the edge of the box. So it's going to be another close free kick for the Pointers. Ostrushko getting sent over for the kick again.
These opportunities just continue to add up for the Pointers.
That's way to the back of the goal. All the way back to the garbage. Martinez trying to take possession, fighting for it with Jones. Jones tries to rip it in. Klitsky, shoulder, keeping it up, still loose. Klitsky off her face and out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick.
Get a few more subs here for Concordia.
Into the game is Presley Alvarado. Out of the game is Mia Hirayama. Alvarado goes central, and the Cougars have numbers. Martinez sends that to Erica Flores, and it is going to be booted out of bounds. Another good run. Cougars can't take a clean possession. It's going to be a goal kick for UW Stevens Point. Alvarado tagged with a foul there. Takes down Nora Lee. Actually, that's Casey Wattos. Lucas will boot that away. That's going to make it all the way to the box. Some poor defensive touches. Cougars still able to clear it out. Now Ryan sends that over to Wattos. Wattos down into the corner. That'll roll all the way out of bounds on the inside of the flag, so that'll be a throw-in Cougars. Gets that to Maskery. Maskery looking for Moreno. Danner, central. Push through. Here's Danner again. Danner had to rip it. Waits too long again. And has it taken away.
Yeah, another one of those opportunities that could have resulted in a huge shot on goal. Unfortunately for the Pointers, they didn't quite take that shot. So
And it seems to be Rita Danner who's struggling with that, trying to create that perfect opportunity. And what my coach would always tell us in high school when my team was, we're struggling to get shots off a lot, we're struggling to get goals. If you wait for that perfect opportunity, that might come once a game. So you have to take those imperfect opportunities. You have to take those moments where you might not be confident that it's a great shot, but you need to take it anyways because you don't know when you'll ever get a better opportunity than that. You just got to rip it. The Pointers as a team, as a whole, have been doing that today, and it's worked out well for them. Now here's another opportunity. Izzy Fairless brings it into the box. Long shot! Just wide right.
Beautiful look right there for Fairless. So close to finding that great equalizer.
There's a great run from Izzy Fairless. Had the defender beat. Just sends it a bit wide. Nice run out by Shea Lucas. Second shot of the day for the Cougars. Long ball. Cougars defense able to get there. Mendoza sends it out of bounds. .21 minutes to go in the game. Wisconsin Stevens Pointers lead 1-0 over the Concordia Chicago Cougars. Archega Vasquez trying to go central. Knocked down by Jones. She'll send that to the box. Ryan rolling around outside, sending it over to Burkhart. Burkhart tries to cut inside. It's out of bounds off of Mendoza. It'll be a corner kick. Ostrushko going to head over to take it. Long ball into the box. Doesn't make it to the box. It's off the goalpost. That one no good, as Gonzalez will take the goal kick. And speaking of goalposts, we're now at the moment, it's less than a week away from Cougar football. They're starting up this upcoming Saturday right here in River Forest, taking on the University of Minnesota Morris. That'll be right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Here's another run into the box. Burkhart crosses that inside. It's bouncing around. It's loose. Alvarado touches it out of the box. Hanley can't get there, but it's still out of bounds off the Cougars. It'll be a throw-in for the Pointers.
Just another one of those scary opportunities for a Cougar. Pointers had a great opportunity right there to make a huge lead and go up 2-0. Unfortunately, nobody was home for that shot.
Wisconsin Stevens Point still pressing the advantage. Burkhart rips it off the other goalpost. The Pointers hitting everything they can except for the net on these last couple opportunities. Gonzalez will boot that away. That's out of bounds. That'll be a throw in Cougs. Staying with it is Archega Vasquez. Loses it. Good step from Mendoza. Still getting booted back and forth. Moreno, nice touch to bring it down. Izzy Fairless is onside. Lucas able to beat her to it. Burnap trying to win that one. Bringing it down is Ostrushko. Ostrushko has it taken away by Mendoza. Shea Lucas doing a great job with that sweeper keeper style on the last couple Cougar threats.
Yeah, Fairless with her second opportunity in the last little bit. Had a chance for some potential magic right there, unfortunately. Shea Lucas did what she had to do.
And get another foul tagged on the Cougs. That'll be a free kick from around the corner of the box. Ostrushko to take it. Pointers on the far side. They crash in. Ostrushko to the top of the box. It's down. It's still down. It's back out to Ostrushko. Second time's the charm. Roller to the top. Hanley turns on it, and it's over the net. So we had 2 goalposts and then 1 through the goalpost. So the third time the Pointers get a field goal. It'll be another goal kick for Gonzalez.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, that is not worth 3 points on today's match.
So a 1-0 lead. Pointers leading the Cougars. Fairless looking for Moreno. Can't get it to her. Now she'll just boot it into the box. Lucas there. She'll stop it. She'll wait for Artiega Vasquez to bring the pressure before picking it up and falling on it. She's content to kill that time. Under about 17 minutes to go in the game. Burnop ahead on it. Alvarado can't get there. Ostrushko trying to get it to Burkhart, cleared out by Mendoza. That'll be a throw-in. Martinez steps up to take it, but Coach Don Crow has a couple subs planned, and she'll have to wait. Out of the game heads Burkhart. And out of the game goes Klitsky. As into the game comes Nora Lee. Into the game comes Rue Ayers. Actually, Sofia Jimenez coming into the game. Head backwards. Nora Lee keeps it in bounds. Under Ostrushko, under Fairless, all the way to Martinez. Hanley gives it to Danner. Danner chasing into the box. Gonzalez falls on it. Mendoza, plenty of space to try and create something. She's going to boot that upfield looking for Maskery. Maskery chasing. It's going to get passed all the way back to Lucas, who just has to kick it out of bounds. So the Cougars flip the field in an instant, and they're in the attacking third. Maskery looking for Fairless. It's up in the air. Moreno heads it out the goal line. That'll be a goal kick for the Pointers.
Full wave of subs coming in for the Cougars right here.
And we saw this in that game against the Blue Jays. Coach Garza likes those line changes. This is the line change to get his team back up to that starting lineup, though. Back into the game, Mia Hirayama, Sofia Casares, Natalie Flores, and Jasleen Grew. A lot of those names from the starting lineup back out on the field. So he's going to go for one last push in these last 15 minutes. Danner, lots of time, turning that in, trying to get to Ostrushko. And Mendoza clears that to the sideline. Throw in to Ostrushko, but it's wide. Mendoza kicks it back. Martinez, high ball into the box. Lee is there. It's still bouncing around, and it finally gets cleared out by the Cougars. Minor, top of the box, long rip. Gonzalez can't stop it. It's off her hand and into the goal. A long floater from Emily Minor, and it's a 2-0 game. And that is a small crack in awareness from Naomi Gonzalez.
Yeah, that one right there is a true gut punch to the Cougars, putting them down 2-0 with just over 14 minutes left. They're going to have to really catch their bearings quick if they want any opportunity of trying to find a way back into this match.
That's a shot. That should not be a goal. It's a very tough angle to block, but Gonzalez looked to me like she wasn't sure if it was actually going to be on frame. If Gonzalez gets both hands up, jumps for that one, that's an easy save. Instead, she kept her feet planted. She just put up one hand and didn't get a good block on it. And it's into the top bins. Pointers up 2-0. Here's another opportunity for Emily Miner. Instead, she's going to try and pass it. And Hirayama's there to clear that one away. Back into Hirayama. Long pass up to Erica Flores. Lucas comes in and sweeps that out, but she's got to chase back. Maskery has it on the near side. Coming down into the corner. Loses it to Martinez. Jewel tries to send that central. It's kicked way up by Newens. Ostrushko bringing it down. Casares back to Jewel. Gruel back to Mendoza. Long ball looking for Flores. Casares again brings it down, heads out to Maskery. Maskery crosses that in, trying to get it to Arteaga Vasquez. It's still loose in the box. It's cleared out the goal line by Ryan. Cougs responding to that second goal by bringing high pressure on offense. And here's a corner kick opportunity. Casares back to take it. This is the first corner kick the Cougars have had a chance to take all day. And it's high, it's in, it's headed out by Newens. Flores tries to turn on it, Lee sends it right back. Ostrushko at midfield trying to push the pace and just passes it to Lorenza Mendoza. Gonzalez clears that out. Jimenez has it on the near side. And it's deflected, bounced around, out of bounds finally off of Jimenez. It'll be a throw-in for the Cougs. Maskery to take the throw. That's that to Mendoza. And that's out of bounds, Cougars throw. Thrown into Gruel, out of bounds. Cougars throw. We'll get a substitution for the Pointers. Out of the game is Rita Danner. Into the game is Grace Peters. Hirayama trying to chase that one, can't get there. Now Emily Miner, space again, trying to get something done. Sends it back middle. Here's Peters. She'll just put it into the box. Urbanchik able to send that one back the other way. Now Schlissman to the outside. Wadas sends it central. Gonzalez able to snag it on a dive. Eighth save of the day for the freshman.
Now into the Pointers, number 18, Casey Wallace.
Maskery, long touch stolen away by Martinez. Martinez, lot of space into the corner. It's a bad pass to Gruel. Now Maskery tries to pass that past Newens. It's deflected out of bounds. Thrown, deflected down. Flores looking for Casares, cleared away by Jones. Mendoza to take the throw. Under 10 minutes to go in the game. Pointers lead 2-0. That'll be a throw in for Stevens Point. That's down. Minor, space in the middle. Tries to get it through to Ostrushko. Ostrushko touches that down. Hirayama there to fight for it. Still loose, cleared away by Martinez. Izzy Fairless sends that back to Mendoza, who sends that up, looking for Casares, headed away by Martinez. That's around the middle of the field. Flores passes back to Fairless. Ferris looking for Flores. Can't get a touch on it. Cleared out of bounds by Newens.
Cougars look to be pushing the pace just a little bit. We're going to get a stop time here, though.
There'll be a substitution for the Pointers. Strushko headed out of the game. Martinez also headed out of the game. Did you see two players come onto the field, Dave?
I do believe one checked in on the far side, excuse me, right by the bench.
Okay.
Can't imagine the officials were going to allow the Pointers to play with 12 the rest of the way.
I didn't think they were playing. I thought that they missed a substitution. I thought two players came off.
Oh, I gotcha.
As Ostrushko headed over to the table. There's a long through ball. Erica Flores chasing it down. Beats Jones to it. Into the corner. Flores tries to turn on it. Picked up by Lucas. Flores trying to create an opportunity. Can't do enough with it, but it's a good shot nonetheless. And Lucas will punt that away. 7:11 to go in the game. Good step from Schlissman to put pressure on Martinez. Oh, and that is what happened. So the initial plan would have been Hanley for Martinez. Ostrushko had to head out. Martinez went up to the right side where Ostrushko was, and Piper Hanley came into the game. Free kick for the Cougs on the far side. Booted up field. Lee trying to bring it down. Lee pushing it downfield. And that'll just be sent out of bounds by Urbanchek. Nice pass central. Still bouncing around. Lee can't get a foot on it. It's cleared out. Martinez sends that back in, and it's wide of the net. That'll head out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick for the Cougs. Gonzalez sends that short. Martinez is there. Fairless will pick up the loose ball. Fairless trying to stay with it on the outside. Hanley trying to take it away from her. And they'll blow the whistle on Hanley. That would be another free kick for the Cougars. Bounce down, Erica Flores gets it to Fairless. Fairless, space on the near side, running down the sideline, trying to turn it in. Turns it in, doesn't get a good foot on it, and just kicks it out of bounds. That was a great run from Izzy Fairless. The Cougars had numbers in the box. She just couldn't get a good foot on it. And with under 5 minutes to go in the game, Lucas will take the goal kick. Lucas boots that to the far side. Natalie Flores swoops in to take that one into the corner. Flores keeps it in. And the Cougars lose possession. Martinez can't keep it. It's going to get back all the way to midfield. Urbanchek over to Mendoza. Mendoza bringing up. Tries to just boot that through to Flores. That's going to be into the corner. Flores is going to get there. Flores crosses it in, and it's going to go. Stay in the box, punched out by Lucas. Bouncing around, still in the box. And that's going to get cleared out of bounds, stay in bounds. Schlissman stays with it. Now Flores is on it. Flores bringing it into the corner. Flores bringing it in. Cazares can't get to it. And play is going to end with a foul tagged on Cazares for tripping at the end of the play. Cougars get a couple opportunities, can't convert.
Yeah, that really was a beautiful opportunity right there for the Cougars. Did everything right except for that last shot.
And the Cougars now up to 4 shots on the day, starting to find a way to try and put some pressure on the keeper. .230 to go in the game. Throw-in gets to Martinez. Martinez turning it down the line, sending it through to Lee. Lee taking it into the corner. She's got no backup down there. Trying to go somewhere with it, stuck in the corner. Urbanchik has her locked up. There's now 4 players just mobbing in the corner. Martinez just walked out in a circle. And it goes out of bounds. They're going to say it's off of the Cougars. So that little powwow is going to end up with a corner kick for the Pointers.
Under 100 ticks left in the match. Cougars still trying to find a way to take the lid off the net so far this season.
And they'll take possession back right off the corner. Send that all the way right back to Sophia Ryan. Flores can't get a clean steal. Martinez trying to bring it central. Hirayama clears it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. It's under 100 ticks to go. It's now under a minute to go here in River Forest. Pointers looking good to hold on to a 2-0 lead. As that goes out of bounds off of Hirayama, it'll be a corner kick for the Pointers. That's out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Cougars. 30 seconds to go. Cougars will have one last shot to push it up on the opposing end of the field. And it's out of bounds off of the head of Grace Peters. Oh, it gets to the sideline at least. Schlissman tries to boot it upfield. Can't get it past midfield. And this game will end with the ball getting bounced around up in the air. Pointers win it 2-0 over the Concordia Chicago Cougars. Wisconsin Stevens Point picking up their first win of the season. They get back into the win column. The Cougars, they stay winless. They go down to 0-2 on the year, and they stay scoreless, their second straight shutout of the season. And that'll do it for the Cougars today. 2-0 loss to Wisconsin Stevens Point in what is the first half of their season opening homestand, as they continue that homestand in the non-conference play over the next week with a matchup against Carthage College right here in River Forest at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, followed up by a match against Dubuque at 3 o'clock here in Concordia Stadium. All of that will be on the Cougar Sports Network. And before we go, take a quick look at those stats over on Wisconsin Stevens Point's end. Goals from Emily Miner and Paige Ostrushko. Emily Miner also led the game in shots, 4 shots for Miner. And Wisconsin Stevens Point, this is where you're going to see that notable stat. They dominated the Cougars with that shot disparity. 21 shots to 4, 11 shots on goal to 3. And that's something we were kind of talking about during the break, Dave. You look back to last year, one of the notable parts of that stat sheet for the Cougars was the shot on goal percentage wasn't bad. A lot of the shots they're getting them on frame. But it wasn't many shots in general. They were bottom of the conference in shots attempted. And you're still seeing that problem with this Cougars offense after today. 75% of their shots ended up on goal, but they only took 4 shots. So 3 shots on goal, you're still getting more than tripled up by the opposing team in that category. And that's going to be something that Coach Garza is going to be looking for answers for.
Definitely. I think they kind of find their way through this weekend. Obviously not how you wanted the season to start. But there's plenty of soccer left to be played this season. As you mentioned, 2 more games at home this week coming up, Wednesday and Friday. They have 2 great opportunities to kind of shed some light on the shot opportunities, produce some volume, kind of showcase that offense that they believe they're capable of having this season. And I think that could kind of be the difference and kind of catapult them into NAC play how they want to be.
Yeah, that's something that else we kind of talked about during the broadcast. It's non-conference. You have a lot of freshmen on this team. You just like getting that experience out on the field. And we've already seen a lot of improvement just from Friday. This offense still struggling a lot today, but granted, they still improved from Friday. It looked cleaner. There were more successful passes getting passed around from this team. And from a couple of those freshmen, Naomi Gonzalez, a lot of improvement in the goal for her. Played the full 90 today. 9 saves, did a much better job of taking possession of the ball, catching it out of the air, positioning herself, and then also Lorenza Mendoza on defense, a great job being confident, being quick, being aggressive, and locking down her side of the field. We've seen a lot of improvement from the Cougars so far over the season. They'll still look to improve over the next couple days before they get back in action this Wednesday, like we mentioned, taking Carthage College on right here on the Cougar Sports Network. There's going to be more Cougar sports in between now and then because the Cougars opening weekend continues with a Labor Day matchup tomorrow for the men's team. Cougars men's soccer taking on Blackburn College right here in River Forest at 5:30 p.m. That'll be right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Thank you for joining us on the Cougar Sports Network. I'm Jonathan Shear here with Dave Dimeling today. Make sure to join us next time right here on the Cougar Sports Network. And as always, roll Cougs.
Today's Concordia University Chicago Cougars Athletics broadcast. We hope to see you on campus very soon. If you would like to learn more about what Concordia Chicago has to offer, go to cuchicago.edu.